Hello, everyone. Can you guys hear me? Awesome. We got about 75 participants so far, which is really good. Until the others join, let's make sure to share our updates. All right. So let me. So if you are in a convenient place, please try to turn on your camera. Thank you, Arsema, and the rest of you as well. Thank you, Mugisho. Thank you, Loza.
Team, please, we want to see those handsome and beautiful faces. Go ahead and turn on your camera. Very nice.
All right.
Geleta, how are you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling, I would say, energetic. I like the energy. We're about to start and kick off our first education phase. So I'm looking forward to it.
Beautiful.
How are you feeling tonight, Emre?
Oh, the same way. Like I had some meal and I had a meeting and I had a macchiato. So now I'm ready to get back for action. And in that regard, I'm also feeling very energetic. And as you may see from my background, Geleta, almost about to walk the stairs of Abrahot. I think in a few minutes, I'll see you in person.
All right. Glad to know. Can you nominate someone for us, Emre, maybe, for them to give their daily updates or how they spend their 1 week break?
Yes, please. Like I'm gonna give you two people on top of my screen. I see Mugisho and Daryl Tom. Thank you.
Hello everyone.
How did you spend your break?
On my break, I spend it with continue to finish my last project of my last year because I'm in the last year.
Oh, and is that coming up with your final project?
Yes, yes.
I'm glad to know that. I'm glad to know. Can you nominate someone else? I think Emre nominated already, right? One is Mungshu, the other. I don't remember who it was. Emre, who did you nominate if you remember? Okay, I don't think he's in a convenient place to speak, maybe.
Darilton, Geleta. I was suggesting Darilton, but if Darilton is not available, we can go with Bamlak.
Okay.
Because now I see Bamlak in the position of Darilton.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Okay, great. During the break, I started school officially. So I went to all my classes and attended every event also that I used to attend for the classes. And yeah, I worked a bit on the hub and solved some questions. And that was literally it for my week. Thank you. I will nominate Jakob because that's who I see.
Is there another Jakob, or is it just me?
You're the one.
Okay, okay, okay. So yeah, my week was good. Pretty occupied with schoolwork. I had to like finish up all the schoolwork I had to do. And on top of that, I had to finish at least catch up with the new problems that get posted on the hub. So yeah, I was doing problem solving and then working on school projects, not projects, but schoolwork, like studying stuff. And yeah, basically that's all I can remember. That's what my week was like. So I'll nominate. Can I nominate Galata yourself?
All right. Thank you, Jakob, for the opportunity. I can't say it was a break for me, but the way I spent it was basically working on some projects and also making sure things are arranged when it comes to the remote squad. And we're also about to kick off our internship phase at A2SV. So I was working on handling that task as well. Yeah, it was pretty interesting and pretty busy and hectic, some sleepless nights. And I also was attending church. Actually, for the past 3 days, there was a conference called Supremacy of Christ and everything. So it was pretty awesome, very holistic. Yeah, that was pretty much it. How I spent my week actually. For the next person, let me nominate Adab Kasim. How did you spend your
Hi
break?
guys. My week was have fun, have hard because I spent the first 4 days in college and do my assignments and tasks. But the last 3 days I went on a vacation in another city with my family. So it was a very wonderful 3 days. I went to the sea and I go out for having fun with my cousins. So yeah, it's been very nice. That's my week actually. So I pass to Arsima.
Okay, hello everyone. So I am one of those students that joined late to A2SV, so I didn't have a break this week. I had classes every day, and I was really trying to catch up to everybody else on the hub. So that's pretty much how I spent my week. And I nominate Alinda.
Hello everyone. Yeah, I'm also one of the students who joined late. I didn't have a break. Spent the whole week busy. We're having lectures each and every day. I'm also doing some problems and that's how I spent the week. I was spending, I met someone, um, Adam. Yeah, I hope he's the only one here. Adam, if I'm pronouncing it right.
Maybe nominate someone else in case they can't hear you.
Yeah, I'll nominate Michael.
Michael. So there are two Michaels.
Yeah, Michael, get Michael.
Gabriel Mikhail. Okay. Mikhail, Gabriel Mikhail. If you could hear us. That's actually the pronunciation, Alinda. It's Mikhail, Gabriel Mikhail. I know it's a bit. Yeah, exactly.
So I'm outside currently, traveling to my home. I can't speak well, so
I mean, your current speech is fine. So could you maybe tell us how you spent your week in a single sentence?
my week was kind of busy. In the final week, we are finishing our semester, and I was preparing for some internship and finalizing my papers from our university. So that was it, my week.
Awesome. You know, we offer internship program as well. So, I mean, if you
Yeah, I
want,
have
we
been
can offer you.
nominated on A2SV internship.
Mhm. Great to know.
Uh,
Great to know.
yeah, I
I
will
can
be
guarantee good
joining.
stuff awaits.
Huh?
I can guarantee good stuff awaits for you. All right. Mikhail, can you nominate someone?
uh, Arsema?
I think she already spoke. Maybe
Okay.
another person.
Ahdab?
I already spoke to.
Maybe mention someone who hasn't turned on their camera. How about that? And challenge them to turn on their camera. Well, since you're walking, Mikhail, we're not going to force you on that. But it would be a nice challenge. Okay, let me nominate for you in case you're having some kind of an internet issue. I really feel like I should go with Daniel Maulia Lori if you have not spoken. Could you turn on your camera? I saw you just for a split second. You turned on your camera now, so yeah. Could you could you share how you spent your week?
Hi everyone. So my break was quite okay because I spent most of my time finishing up some work that I was supposed to do, and I think the break came in at a really right time because there was a lot of pressure at work, and so that's 1 week break kind of gave me some time to wrap up and then finish up with a lot I had to do. And I tried spending some time, solving some questions, and that was mainly it. I didn't really do much, nothing fun, because yeah. So that was how my week was.
All right.
Who do I nominate?
Maybe one more person, and then we can continue.
Okay, so I nominate has Almond Kirutu. Oh, yeah.
A Q&A session where you guys can ask anything that you like, and we'll do our best to answer to the best of our knowledge. We will also have a session, like not a session, just right after this presentation, we'll be sending out a code of conduct and income sharing agreement with the students, since now the onboarding phase has been completed. And we've also onboarded some new students and let go of some. So we're also going to be having that session, continuing.
You see people grow, and never ever forget, in every team, we have some Cristiano Ronaldos, which definitely needed for some Sergio Ramos. You also have, like, Real Madrid, such a winning team. Not everybody is the same. Not everybody is the best, right? Not everybody is best at saving. So I want you to, I'm going to pass the ball with the right pace. It will be easy to control. And here, given all circumstances, we are still trying to do this. They are trying to help you. You are trying to help them. I want all of us to understand this. So if you approach it very selfishly, Cristiano Ronaldo may say, hey, I want to play with 11 Cristiano Ronaldos. Good luck. Go find. There may be challenges. They may come up with some creative ideas. There may be some things you can collaborate. There may be some topics that they can help you to understand better. That's why they are there. And these are the people who have done a great job as a student, who had the passion, you know. They are like, hey, I want this job. I want to be part of A2SV education squad. I want to do this for the remote people. I want to educate Africa. And they have gone through the interviews. So these are the top ones. And of course, like anybody in the team, nobody claims they are perfect. We know that we also make mistakes. Tell us, like we collect feedback and we try to make it better. So in that regard, by having open communication channels with our heads, we can make sure our education is going to bring the most amount of fruits, which are affecting you, which are affecting your team. So in that regard, I am particularly happy that we hit the limit. So I hope Google Meet is going to hear us. In Google I/O this year, I'm going to mention about that if I find Google Meet people, guys. 150 is a very low limit. So they have to increase this. But we hit there. There is 151 people right now in the meeting. I think the remaining people are now watching on YouTube as a broadcast. And team, it is my pleasure to see how we are sailing. It is my pleasure to see that the metrics are getting better day by day. So believe in the team, believe in the mission. We are going to work hard. We are going to work smart. And in the end, we are going to be proud with the achievements we get. Thank you very much. And back to you, Galeta.
Thank you so much, Emre. Let's all give a round of applause for Emre. All right. Let me just make sure I'm not muted. All right. Thank you so much, Emre. That's a really good speech. So I hope we all learn to, one, make sure to communicate effectively with our heads. Personally, from my personal experience, my heads were the best resources that A2SV has provided. I would say even more than the slides, more than the questions that were provided, because they don't just tell you how to solve it, they tell you the different ways to solve it. Like, there are some problems that I don't forget that they showed me how to solve to this day. That's been like 2 or 3 years now. So please, let's all make sure to use our heads, to utilize our heads as much as possible. Yeah, thank you, Emre, again. Let's continue with the next phase. Okay. Let's look at some team matrices, some things that we've noticed, something that has been happening. We're also going to be announcing our top performers of the onboarding phase out of the 12 groups. So this is the biggest number of groups that we have had in the whole of remote education program in the past 4 years. So for the onboarding phase, let's look at who are our base performers. But first, we're going to be starting from the team matrices. All right, let's look at the average question solved. So the average question solved for G6F is, so you can see in the range, it's 75. So G6F, let's all give a round of applause for all of them. I'm pretty sure the heads are proud, Muhammad Yasser and Nuruddin. And it goes down until G6E. I'm sorry, G6E heads to notice this, but Muhammad Yasser or Nuruddin, is there anything that you'd like to share with us? Anything why you saw this stats?
Okay, the stats is because of the student. They are very hardworking and they are dedicated. All are best, and they will be best in the education phase as well.
All right, that's a big claim, I would say, because you know the way G6E is going to come, it's the greatest comeback in the history of comebacks. So okay, thank you, Nuruddin, for that. Okay, is there any group that promises to be the best during the first education phase, though? All right, I see some like people fighting, saying that G6C is gonna be great. I mean, let's all back our words with some actions. Where is H? Oh, that's actually a very good point. We'll make sure to take that. All right, G6G, we're 4 questions from becoming first. Someone is mentioning K as well. All right, let's continue with that. All right, the next matrix, I think maybe G6H was left by mistake. We'll make sure to update the slide and share it with you guys. But for the rest of the squad, oh, okay. When it comes to consistency, G6C is backed by its word. Okay, I'll give you that, Brooke Salomon. Is there anything that you guys were doing to encourage them on their consistency, Brooke? Anything special?
We try to emphasize from the start that it really is about it's better to solve one every day than to solve 10 in one day and then not solve for like the entire week.
Awesome. That's actually a very good advice. That's consistency actually matters a lot. Thank you for that, Brooke. How about G6F and L? Maybe we heard from Nuruddin already. G6L heads, if you guys are with us. Anything that you guys were doing to keep up their consistency? All right, maybe we don't have them. So let's look at G6D is the list. I'm sure G6D is going to be like doing amazing by the end of the onboarding, by the end of the first education phase. All right, let's continue. Let's look at average attendance. Again, G6C takes the lead, leading G6F 2-1. Like, look at G6F now. They're 80%. Wow. G6F, I'm sorry to say this, but I'm very disappointed in your performance when it comes to attendance. But G6C leading by 87, G6B 73%, the least. I am pretty sure this is sending out some message to the students where we should be improving, how we should be doing something. So G6, let's ask G6E now, because we already heard from G6C heads. G6E, what were you doing to help your students to have a good attendance during your sessions?
Okay, so it's not actually just me. The students really do attend the sessions, and I guess our lectures were really fun too. I'm sorry, the other groups. But yeah, even when they did not attend the sessions, we just DM them and contact them if everything's okay. So I think that's why.
Awesome. I mean, G6A is not that far behind as well. D, like it's more or less close, the attendance, which is good. But this shows a room for improvement for every single one of us. And I'm pretty sure we're going to improve this and we aim to have at least 85% plus attendance when it comes to our attendance. So we're going to be continuing with that. All right. Let's continue. Okay. So I don't know where this is coming from, but like let me stop it there, and let's continue to average attendance. Average contest rating. The one leading are actually G6I on this. I have wait. Let me fix it. Okay, so G6I currently leading the rating by 1,492. That is very impressive. G6E, like you became the lowest on this one. You're leading with 1,000. You're not leading. I mean, you're being led by 1,390. Relatively, that's very low. But yeah, like let's identify maybe a group that has been performing really well. Like G6C, when it comes to questions, they're on second. G6C becomes first consistency, C first attendance, and C becomes that's pretty disappointing. If you were on a streak, maybe we could have had some reward. But Brooke, I'm sorry about to say this. I'm also disappointed in you. Like the only person that I'm not disappointed at right now is myself. Okay. Okay. Let's continue. With that said, that's the average contest rating. I mean, it's not bad, but like good can always be better. Let's all aim to have a very good contest rating conversion for the next education phase, because last time's contests were I would say, especially the first or one or two contests, were not that much difficult, but now contests are going to be interesting. So I'm pretty sure you saw the contest that was prepared last week. The main assignee was Brooks Salomon, if I'm not mistaken. It was a very interesting contest. So we're going to be having good contests in the future. Let's all make sure to work on our code force muscles every week. Not just every week, every single day, actually, for that matter. All right. Let's continue. So per group, so you can take a look at this for G6C. When it comes to like we're just looking at the 5 year, 1,419 questions solved, 79.2, attendance 86.5, which is really good, and consistency 71.3. Like if you want to rank them based on like top 5, you can continue like as the top 5. We have this group ranking. So G6C comes first, G6F, L with this ranking. They're like, if you check attendance, look at this. The one group that has the most attendance actually have like the second if when it comes to contest rating, but when it comes to questions solved, they are really good. When it comes to consistency, they are really good. So your attendance actually affects a lot of stuff. So please make sure to attend the sessions regularly. Just because you're good at problem solving doesn't mean that it's everything that you need. You're also going to need to be very efficient when it comes to consistency, when it comes to solving more questions, and also contest conversion. So, and the common denominator I would say for that is attendance. All right. With that said, the moment of truth for every single one of you. So from everyone that we have accepted for the onboarding, we actually have identified around 3 top performers. So can anyone take a guess though who these top performers are? Anyone? Okay, Benazir said, okay, Rufaida said, okay, Rauf, Brooke Salomon said Ayman, Malid Ayman, Elias Rauf, Muhammad. I mean, I don't see anyone mentioning their own name, guys. Like, don't have this much low standards for yourself. I mean, mention yourself at least. Aaron, I'll that's it. Aaron, Mikas, Degiso. Finally, the first person to mention his own name. Mikas, Amar, Abdi said Gabriel, Yuel said Rauf, Abdi said Hasim. Okay. Let's look at it. Let's see if any name that has been mentioned is actually the top performer for A2SV. Let's look at the data. So actually, 3 of them, I've noticed 3 of them has been mentioned, Rauf, Aaron, and Surah. So let's start from the first. So let's start from Rauf. So if you're in a meeting, he might not be, but let me check. If you're in a meeting, Rauf, can you please share with us how you are solving the problems and everything?
Hi everyone. So I would say that the main thing is about daily practice, what we call consistency. So solving problems every day will help you improve your intuition and solve problems faster. Attending the lectures was also something very important, as it will help you learn some very nice tricks of Python that could really help you solve fast and in a better way. And I guess that's all.
Galata, you're muted.
All right, sorry about that. Thanks, Raul, for that. Were there anything that unique that you did during the onboarding phase? Any new habits? So, like, did you have a specific time to solve problems? Anything actually? Anything that you consider unique?
I think that in the onboarding phase, I mostly developed the routine of solving every day, which I wasn't doing before. Like most of the time, I was doing it either before going to school in the morning or in late night, but nothing really specific.
Awesome. All right, got you. So the routine of solving a problem every day helped him. Let's all make sure to take notes on that. So on this, we have Surah for the silver. So Surah Tamu, if you are in the meeting, could you please share your experience with us?
Yeah, hello everyone. I'm Surah. When it comes to onboarding stage, I was solving the problem daily. Like I check the hub like every day in the morning, and like every time there's a problem added to my track section, I just solve them. I just don't keep them for later, so they are not going to be accumulated and make me give up to solve them later. So I just solve them as soon as they're released on the hub, and I just keep doing this thing. And yeah.
Awesome, Surah. Thank you for that wisdom, actually. So let's look at the patterns here. Rauf said he solves problem every day. Surah says he also solves problem, but not just solving problem every day. He said he checks the hub every single morning so that things are not going to pile up on him. That way, he will not have the stress of like solving 10 problems a day just to catch up with other people. He can just focus on solving maybe one or two problems every single day, maybe 3 problems a day max, and then keep up with a team. So I believe that's a good insight on it. Thank you so much, Surah. Aaron, is there anything specific that you did for your performance during the onboarding phase? How did you spend it? How was everything? If you're in the meeting, of course. Do we have Aaron in the meet? Maybe not. I don't see him. That's completely fine since the number of meets is already full, like 151. Google Meet cannot accept more than 150, so that's completely understandable. But the lesson here is, everyone, let's stay consistent. Let's make sure things are not going to pile up on us. That way, everything is going to be very easy and straightforward. And I'm like, I don't want to be a hater, Rauf, Surah, and Aaron, but I would like them to be replaced by new people again. Like if it's always Rauf that's scoring the first, I would be so happy for you, Rauf. But like for the rest of the students, I would kind of feel a bit bad. So let's all aim to be Rauf, to be Surah, and to be Aaron. Okay, but like completely fine if you won again, Rauf. Okay. With that said, let me continue to the long-awaited plan. Okay, how are we going to be spending the first education phase at A2SV? So the topics we are going to be covering in the next few weeks are going to be, we've already covered the topics of arrays and matrices. So they were originally going to be the topics that we are going to be covering in the onboarding phase, in the first education phase, but we covered them during the onboarding phase, including DS basics and time and space complexity have been covered. So these are the topics that we have covered already. And the one that we are aiming for are topics called sorting one, which the lectures are going to be delivered this week. Then after that, we're going to be having a lecture on 2 pointers. And then after that, we're going to be looking at sliding window and prefix. So for this first education phase, we're going to be focusing on these 4 topics. And if we deem we need to add more topics, we already have a yearly plan, but if we deem that it's necessary to bring them here, we might do that. But the original plan is to cover these 4 topics for the onboarding phase. I hope that is clear and that sets the tone for what we're going to be doing. So it's not going to be like simple calculation and maths. It's not advanced algorithm still. It's not like DP or greedy. It's not kind of medium graph questions as well. It's a bit easy, but there is a trick to it and they're really good. I personally remember lots of people being interviewed different sliding window question. And I also have seen people that were interviewed at prefix some problem interviews. So I highly recommend you guys to stay attentive and focus on this topic. So even if they seem a bit easy, they are the foundation. So the basic foundations you've already learned them on onboarding phase. We understand that it might be a bit tedious for some of you, but now we're actually starting out a bit of the algorithmic part, a bit challenging, not that much challenging, but a bit challenging. So, and then we're going to be increasing the levels like that to medium level, and then go to the more difficult advanced algorithms, including string algorithms. So these are the topics we're going to be covering during our first education phase in the coming weeks. All right. Now we have a very, very special guest. I will be announcing who that is just after this slide. So this special guest has been part of the part of A2SV for the past 2 years. He has been working as the remote head of education, where he has taught multiple people from on G5 last year. His students love him and adore him. And he's not just a head of education. He's not just a software engineering student that's about to graduate. But this person is also an upcoming software engineer at Bloomberg. He has been through some tedious interview process, and I would say he would be the best person to share with you how to take A2SV, how to take it seriously, how to handle everything that we provide for you, what is the best way to use A2SV for you to achieve your dream. So let me announce who that is. His name is Fikra Mariam Antena. He's an incoming software engineer at Bloomberg. So Fikra Mariam Antena, if you can hear me, could you please share with us some word of wisdom and how best do you think this student should take on A2SV? It's education.
Hello guys, can you hear me? Sorry. Hello.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, sorry, it's a bit dark in my room. Sorry for that. So, hello, it's nice to see you all here. G6 education team. So I'm Fikram Mariam. So I've been with the A2SV since the past, like it's been I think 2 or 3 years. I think Galata, right? So I started with Galata, Nahum, and some of the head of educations here. So I think when I start back then, like if you remember Galata, like I don't think we have solved even 100 problems, right? Like from what I see from the stats I've seen, like these students are at a much better position than we were. Yeah. So like it's good to see like this kind of students. Like you guys have already, like I've seen some of you solving like more than 500 problems. It's good to see like this kind of students. So like I said, I started almost 3 years ago. I've been a student for 1 year and I worked as a head of education last year. So it's been a great experience. So throughout my journey, what I can say about A2SV is like I learned a lot of things. Like I would say as much as I learned during my 5-year college, like my 5-year university degree. So it's not all about problem solving. Yeah, the problem solving part is the important one. During that time, like these are the things like you wouldn't learn in a school. So they're very helpful nowadays. They are very important, especially on interviews. So you wouldn't get this kind of chance to learn about data structure and algorithm. And A2SV is the best place. You have the best heads of the best heads of educations that A2SV provides. Uh, these are not like people like they're always there to help you. It's not like university professors like you are really scared of to talk to them, something like that. So be open, like try to communicate with your heads, try to use them, try to abuse them as much as you can, because I remember like during my time, like we were doing that every day. So yeah, that is the best thing. Like if you notice, like your heads are probably 1 year, 2 years or older than you. So feel free to talk to them on Telegram, on anywhere. Try to utilize them. At least that's what I did. That's what helped me during my A2SV time. Uh, I think Galata was even worse. Like I don't think he passed the day without asking a question. I know. So this is about like learning the technical skills. Besides from that, if you notice, like I'm a bit shy. Like I'm like my communication skill were not that good. Like it's because of it is feel like that I talk like this way because during contest analysis we give a lot of we have decisions to improve our communication skills, and that helped me a lot, especially during like my time as a education working with the students. It helped me a lot. Like I think this was my very bad skill. Even if I was good at technical skills, like if you don't have a good communication skills, like it's going to be very bad. Trust me, it's going to be very bad. So I think that this is the other things that it is will help me. So don't only see like the data structure and the algorithm things. There are also a lot of things: communicating, collaborating with others. For our case, when we were running, we were in person, and I was working with other students. Like we were doing pair programming. Like we never did that. Like pair programming, those kind of things like really help you like to talk to other people, how to solve problems together, how to talk to someone and try to come up with something. So I think these are just some of the things that HSV helped me. Yeah, this is what I can say about HSV. I think Galata, Nahom, your Head of Education can also share you. Okay, I have some questions here. Let me see them. Sorry, I'm on my phone, that's why. How many questions did you? Trust me, it's not going to be more than like as some of you did. It's about around 700, something like that. So why? Some of you are even laughing at me. I think like I see like people solving 1,000 problems, right, Galata?
Yeah, some solved around 1,900 on code forces alone.
On code versus alone.
Yeah.
Okay. So I still don't have that much number of problems. So this shows like what kind of students you are. Like you are in a much better position than we are, like much better position. So try to use your heads like to improve yourself more and to work yourself. So yeah, if you have questions, like you can ask me anything. Like if I miss something, if you want some information. So yeah. Okay, let me go to the message. Do you remember the problem while interview? Yeah, yeah, I remember some of them. I think one of them is on lead code, and one of them is a backtracking, so backtracking recursion
Fikra
question.
Mariam?
Yeah.
I'm not so sure if you can share that information right now.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Like I'm just saying for your own safety here.
Okay.
All right. You don't want to lose your job. Okay.
I mean, maybe not exact details, but Fikri Mariam, you can tell us about like which topic and your journey. Like how much time did it take for you to get to the problems? Because Geleta, like here, yes, we try to find the right balance, right? Because like any other person who is currently listening you in the meeting, I'm also curious about what exactly happened at that time, right? How was that journey? Like, especially this is the one that you passed, right?
Yeah.
We are all ears, brothers.
Yeah. So
But
I can tell
remember,
you like
Geleta is watching, so
yeah.
Thank you.
So let me tell you, like I think I interviewed with Bloomberg 2 times, and I failed the first one. And like at that time, I had a good technical skills. Like I was so confident. Like I didn't even prepare for this one, for the technical one, because I was working as head of education. Like, I don't think like data structure and algorithm is going to be a problem for me. But back then, like, I didn't have good communication skills. I didn't have like, you know, coming up with a solution, explaining with the interviewer, communicating with them. Like, it was a bit difficult for me. Like, so I was just focusing on the implementation. So I think this year, like, I think what improved like from the previous one was like I was working as a head of education, and I was working with a lot of students giving lectures every day, and I think that was the most important things like I learned while as a head of education. So after that, like there was system design questions, and I was preparing for that. Like that was my first time, so I was watching some resources. Like maybe I'll share you. So yeah, I think these are the things that like I did. I don't know, like I didn't. I mean, I didn't explain it well. Maybe like if you have like questions and things like that, you can ask me. But I think this is what I can say. Okay.
Thank you for
Guys,
that, Fakramari.
yeah.
You have some interview questions, some questions on the meet.
Okay, there was around five. Yeah, five. Yeah, 5 interviews.
I mean, like, don't be scared, guys. By 5 interviews, it's 2 technical interview, one system
Yeah,
design, and then the rest two are just, I think, they're not technical, right?
yeah. It depends on the
Like more
company,
experience.
like Google. Yeah, it's basically I don't know which one to say. Like it depends on you. So if you cover like, for example, if you have been like with A2SV, I don't think like the first round is going to be difficult with the system design. If it's the first time, like it may be very difficult. So and then I was scared of like the behavioral one because I really can't talk. Like it was difficult for me. Like that was the most like I was scared of for me. I think the behavioral one. So yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Thank
So I think every student had the same like we spend our day like mostly in the morning like we have classes our classes, and in the afternoon we have projects is doing those things, studying for exams. Like that's how we spend most of our time. And then at around 5 p.m., that's when HSV starts from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. And then like it's problem solving from that time. And then there is dinner time, and after that you're very tired, so you probably will do, I don't know, watch some movies and like just staying in the dorm. Like that's how I mostly spend my time at the university. Okay. Did you have prior work experience? So I had some remote work experience and working as a education at ATSV as well. So these are the experience. I have only 2 experiences, I would say. I guess, yeah. As a graduate, how will we get internship interviews via ATSV, or are we supposed to be more technical? Uh, I'm not sure like what you're trying to ask, Muhammad Ibrahim, as a graduate. I think it's going to be more for full time. Like internship may not be like. I think for internship you have to be a student. I'm really interested on how they say help you in your day-to-day life. As a Dave, uh, I think like uh, people you used to see people say they're saying like this is not going to be helpful, stuff like that. But I think uh, it's very important. Like it manifests in different way. For example, when you do lead codes, you face a lot of errors. Like for example, in order like to pass the test cases, you have to debug. You learn a lot of those stuffs. Like for example, there are times like you where you would sit like for 1 or 2 hours just debugging one question. So think of it like you're doing some development and you have that kind of issue. So you don't even know how to debug properly. I think like it's in this way like that DC can help you. So, but I think it's very important. Also, how much time we should spend on problem solving. So I think like it's the same amount, like 3 hours, 2 hours. It depends on your how much time you should be saying depends on you. So if you are very good, if you solved a lot of problems, you may not need to spend a lot of time, but 2, 3 hours, like most of your hears tell you like how much time to spend, right? Just listen to some. I think they know they have a good standard, like like if you dedicate this amount of time, like you're going to get to this place, like covering a lot of topics and like that. So try to follow like what your heads of education gives you. So yeah. Is there any questions I missed? I'm not sure. So Galata, can you help me
All
here?
right. So there is maybe like there are about 3-4 questions there. So there is a question about difference between behavioral and HR round, and also how do you get the interview. So like if you can combine these two questions, and since we're running out of time, let's make sure
Oh
to.
yeah. So you just apply through the website. Like they release like when they do a project, like they post it on their website. So you go there and you apply there. I think the difference between HR and behavioral, they're the same thing. Like the behavioral interview is in the HR round. The HR person asks you about some behavioral questions. That's it about. Uh, do they need work experience? Uh, I think like if you're a student, you may need like 1 or 2 work experience. You don't have to have like some big experience. Like trust me, like a little bit, like one experience should be more than enough if you have projects and just prepare your resume very well. Like don't make it well organized and list out your projects. You're a student, right? You're not supposed to have uh, a lot of work experience or you know things like that. So as I say, like if you don't have a good work experience, just put some of the projects you did and make sure like to have great bullet pointers that explain what you did in your project is and things like that. So yeah.
One more question I want you to answer, and then we can
Yeah.
continue. Because we're sorry, everyone. I hope we could have
Yeah.
answered all your questions, but we're running out of time. So it says, have you ever felt like giving up? And tell us about those moments and how you overcome those.
Uh, I don't know, man. I can't say like I didn't say I felt that one because like I don't know, like for me everything is like some kind of a journey. Like even if you do something.
And then industry for a while saying, oh, we only look for senior engineers. As if there are senior engineer trees. If we go plant the seeds of those trees after 10 years, they are going to give us senior engineers. Like this is a process. Junior engineers do engineering. They make mistakes. They hear from more senior and they become senior in time with African people in Africa. So who have big dreams, who are ambitious to achieve great things in this continent. And we have each other. Yes, tough circumstances, but still we have each other. So in that regard, yes, you may feel that way because these are feelings, guys. Feelings come and go. Correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes I feel great, super happy. Sometimes I feel sad. Yesterday my team Galatasaray had a draw in an away game in the league. It hurted. Like feels like being a Manchester United fan. So in that regard, and we are still 4 points clear in the league. I mean, we have the advantage, but nobody likes dropping points, right? But this is life. So feelings are going to come and go. You may feel like giving up, but giving up or not giving up is in your hand, and it's a choice. As long as you are in the game, as long as your skin is in the game, you are going to make progress. Challenges come, challenges go. You can work on your attitude. Thank you. Back to you, Dilata.
Thank you so much for the word of wisdom, Imri. All right. Last but not least, we have a very special guest again. We have Alper. I always find it difficult to pronounce the father's name, but Alper,
Yeah.
the stage is yours.
Gücher. Okay. Hello, guys. Greetings from Istanbul, Turkey. I'm very happy to be among you. Seeing so sharp and brilliant minds of Africa talking to each other, getting advices from seniors like me, Emre, and some people that has gone through this experience before is a wonderful thing. First of all, although to have already answered the question, I would like to answer the same question as well. But it won't be me who is speaking, but it will be Winston Churchill. Winston Churchill once said, when you feel like giving up, remember why you held on for so long in the first place. So basically, when you are feeling tired, when you are feeling pissed off, you shouldn't be giving up that point. Another quote by Rumi states something like this: when you feel you cannot bear any more minutes, never give up. This is the exact moment where the course will divert. So basically, that point in time will be your definition of your future. Well, after saying this, I'd like to talk a bit about the remote education. You know, if you were in a classroom, sitting with your colleagues, understanding the lessons and listening to the instructors, it would be easier for you to listen, to learn, and to understand. But after the pandemic, everybody knows that the remote education is a real indispensable part of our lives or our education. So basically, I would define the remote education being a bit hard, but that aside, it will give you the opportunity to work on yourself, not as an individual, but as a team. So basically, while you are doing the remote education, it is the important part where you insist on and keep on trying to learn. As we said a while ago, if you give up, you would be losing not much, but exactly your future. You have come to this path, and now you are within a team that is dedicated to developing you, that is dedicated to improving you, and through you, improving the fate of a continent. So basically, you are capable of doing a lot of things, which you will and you cannot imagine even now. That being said, and although you have get some experiences from the past, runner-ups in this schedule, again, with a quote from Rumi, he says, don't be satisfied with the stories and how things have gone with others. Unfold your own myth. So basically, when you start doing your job, when you start investing in you, you will win at the end, and it won't be only you who is going to win. It will be a whole continent. Thank you and good luck, my friends.
Thank you so much, Alper Gusher. I hope I got it right this time.
Yes, Galata,
thank you for the all right. Thank you. Okay, so with that said, let's go to Q&A. If you guys have any question, this is your moment to ask. Feel free to ask on Telegram groups as well. Reach out to your heads. But if there is any question that's not clear, what our next plan is, anything you'd like to know, the stage is yours. And we would love to hear from you. Like if you could turn on your camera and ask when you're asking, that would be pretty nice as well. But it's fine if you write it on the in-call message. So do we have any question? Yes, Abi.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so my question is related to the contest. So I just basically want to know how the contest ELO works and how you allocate points based on performance.
Oh, all right. So you mean the ranking on the code force, or you mean the rating
Not
on
the ranking on the code force, like after we do the contest,
yeah,
the ELO on the A2SV hub.
Yeah, so what we basically do is we are actually going to populate that data on A2SV hub, and we have our own, actually A2SV hub has its own ranking mechanism that is kind of takes the information from Codeforce as well. And based on that, it's going to be assigned some ratings for the students based on the conversions. So you're going to be having different penalties when you're solving a problem and everything. So taking that into consideration, the hub is going to be assigning you the rating. So that's how we're doing them currently.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Any more question? Okay, let's not have an awkward silence, everyone. Please feel free to ask anything. Yeah. Since I'm an extrovert, I kind of hate silence, so you can kind of make some noise at least. Okay, all right. Thank you for everyone who's reacting on the meet. Okay, if you don't have questions, like if you have questions anytime, feel free to reach out to your heads. Make sure to utilize them. Yeah, remote internship program, no, Al-Azhar. We actually have in-person internship program now. So if you're going to be interning, you have to come to Addis Ababa, Abruhot Library. That's our main office. You have to come there. We're lead coding gonna be die. How is that? Well, if lead coding is something that's going to die soon, you wouldn't see all the top tech companies interviewing people on lead code. You would see them interviewing people with some React or what is it, Angular, but everyone, not just top tech companies for that matter, actually, but lots of companies are currently still using data structure and algorithm, because DSA is not just about being able to code. It's about, do you have that mentality to solve a problem? So you can read a code from a document and paste it. You can use ChatGPT and paste it and solve. But if you don't have that problem-solving mindset, when you're faced with a new problem, then you're not trained mentally to be able to look at a problem from multiple perspectives. So DSA is not just about coding. It's also about training your mind to be a problem solver. So, I mean, I understand where the question comes from, saying like, oh, is DSA is going to help me when it comes to development? I say yes. The reason is, it's not just about development. It's not just about writing code. It's about writing an efficient code. It's about writing a code that's going to solve a problem that you've never seen before. So on that, it's going to help a lot. So I do believe it's not going to die soon. Okay. Samuel Naguse, for those who missed the previous one. Yeah, so we have not started our internship still, but you have to make sure that you're currently on your internship phase from your university. If you can, and also you have to make sure that you can dedicate 7 hours a day for your internship. Since you're a G6 student, it's going to be about 5 hours for you, actually, 5 hours a day for you. So if you can dedicate that amount of time in person at Abroad Library every single day, 5 days a week, then yes, we have not started our internship still. So Samuel, you can still come to our office and visit us. Summer internship will also take place alongside us two. We have an us two internship phase. We can consider you guys depending on how many people we're gonna have. What's your opinion about lead code? Happy said, okay, I see some people making impactful projects, but not really good at lead code. So I'm pretty sure you've noticed this when it comes to development, when it comes to software engineering, it's not all, but it's mostly about the time. Like, how many hours have you dedicated for something? So I am pretty sure if you have dedicated 100 hours for something, you're going to be good at it. You may not be really good or a master at it, but if you keep on doing that, soon enough, you will find yourself really good. So I'm pretty sure Fikra Mariam was mentioning it earlier on. He said, I don't think we solved about 100 problem when we joined A2SV, and look at where he is now. So just like that, everyone that solved 1,900 problems today started by solving one problem. They did not solve two problems at the same time. They solved one. So take every step that you have to take, solve each problem that you can, and you will find yourself be really good at it sooner. Another said, I always wondered about code forces. It's the kind of problem that don't come up on interviews, unlike lead code. Yes, it is. So, but what is it? Why do we use code force? There's, by the way, there's, just like you guys say yourself, are full stack developer, mobile backend. There are also people that we call them competitive programmers. They're just doing it because they love it. But aside from that, when you actually look at the roots of code forces, it kind of gives you a scenario, a real world scenario. So it may not be as an actual interview question may not be as lengthy, but solving on code force is going to train you to kind of apply your DSA problem into kind of something that can mimic a real world problem. So I understand that it may not come on interviews, but like don't think about like if you're if you're always thinking about the goal and not being focused on the process, you're missing out on a lot. So Code Force is all about the process, because it's all about the process of developing a very competitive mindset. That's about Code Force, while Lead Code is about the end goal, which is an interview. So those are the two differences that I would say. Code Force is about the process of becoming a good competitive programmer, while Lead Code is about acing interviews. I hope that answers that for you, Elias. Yeah, Muhammad Ibrahim mentioned about different schedules. So we currently have introduced two slots. One is going to be at 4 p.m. and the other is going to be at 8 p.m. East African time. We currently are accommodating this based on the preference of the students. I don't think we are capable of adding more time slots, but we will update you if the need from this, if lots of need from the student comes. So we have two slots available starting from tomorrow now. I hope that answers it. Has any remote education secured an internship or placement after it? Exactly. So even especially in our first generation for remote, the pilot group, Emily was discussing this case last time with me. I think there were about 7 students originally, and from the 7, if I'm not mistaken, 6 of them, got an internship and a full-time role at top tech companies before finishing the education. And then I don't think they even finished the education because everyone went to their internship and to their top tech companies. That's the pilot group. And then the start kind of decreased due to COVID and everything like that. But for example, in G5, we had a student called Fiona from Kenya that was part of A2SV. She got accepted as an intern at IBM as well. So that was also before she finished our education. So yes, we do have people that went to top tech companies from remote education. There's a question, what about jobs at A2SV? Exactly. Jobs, like look at us, me, Nuruddin, Nahom, Fikra Mariam, we were all part of A2SV as students, just like you, a year ago, or 2 years ago. But we competed, we had interviews and everything, and we got hired within A2SV. Yeah, that there is also a job opportunity within A2SV, provided that you're a really good performer and you finish your first education phase. Okay. There is a question asked before. Can you elaborate more on it? Can we get internship opportunities at big tech companies through A2SV if we already graduate? Yes. So if you're already graduate from the university, it's completely fine. Not internships though. Like you might have maybe not internships. Mostly for graduates, it's going to be a full-time role, not internships, because most internships usually ask for currently being enrolled in universities, maybe as an undergrad student or sometimes rarely as a master's student. But aside from that, it's going to be usually a full-time role. That's what you're going to be applying for, Lul Sagad. Yeah, I hope that is clear. When I didn't register for the contest on time, but I tried to solve the contest later, how it handles is the registration of contest mandatory. Yes, you have to register for the contest because it's a private contest. We don't want everyone to join. We only want A2SVians to join the contest. So you have to log into your Code Force and then register for the contest. I hope that clarifies things. Those are said the problems that we did not solve in the last phase affects the second phase. And do we need to solve them still or leave them? Well, I want you to look at this, at it this way, Loza. It's not about, at the end of the day, it's not about your rating on A2SV Hub. It's about how much have you gained, how much have you learned. So every question that has been selected has been handpicked by your heads of education saying, you need this information. So you might say, well, I'm just going to skip it. The education phase has already passed. But the issue that is going to be caused there is you're missing out on an information that we want you to learn, that we want you to know. So Loza, I highly recommend you to go back and solve the problem on the track that has been passed before. Muhammad says, are you guys going to make another course aside from problem solving in the future? If yes, when is that? Again, exactly. So we are actually going to be starting our second year education for G5 in the coming Wednesday. And on that, we're going to be having front-end development, back-end development, website development, product development, UI, UX. So our students, our second year students are going to be learning that. They're going to be working on a real-world project that is going to be incubated by A2SV's incubator arm, and that we're going to be shipping them out. So yes, we do have. It's not something that we're going to do in the future. Like, oh, we will have. We're not saying like, oh, we're going to be having a front end in the future. No, we currently have it in our learning paths. it just happens in the second year education, meaning you have to first finish 10 months of DSA and then 2 to 3 months of project phase. So during the project phase as well, you're going to be learning these tracks, this front end, back end, and mobile tracks. So definitely we have those, Mohammed Fatlasi. One said, could we get curated job boards so that we apply from the board or like from one place, or do we search for them by our own? So in the past, what we used to do is we usually used to do Google Sheets. So on Google Sheets, we populated the job posts for you. Actually, we search them for you, we populate it for you, and then you go and apply to those jobs. I remember when I was a student, our group, we did not apply to a lot of jobs. I remember Emre told us to apply to, they already had provided the links, and we were told to apply to 100 opportunities, and we were not utilizing them. 200 opportunities in a matter of 4 or 5 days. We had to apply, send the response of the emails, and attach it to Google Drive and send it to A2SV, because that's how strictly our application phase was being followed up on. Because the application phase is the most important phase, if you think about it. It's the whole deal. It's you applying to a top tech company. There were some issues that we were trying to develop actually an application portal on this. It might have stopped for a while, but for you guys, I'm pretty sure we're going to have it ready. Okay. Kitesa said, when does the internship at A2SV start? It's going to be starting March 5th, meaning this Wednesday. And Kibalama said, can non-AIT students apply for A2SV remote education? Exactly. Yes, A2SV's remote education is open for everyone. Everyone. You know, when I was a G4 student, the best performer for at least like he was an amazing guy. He was very good at it. And he was not even a computer science student or a software engineering student. He was a mathematics department student, and he was the best. He was solving lots of problems. He was really good at it. So definitely, if we don't ask for a criteria of becoming software engineer or computer science to be part of A2SV's remote education. Adab said, how much time should I spend in solving one problem? And if I can't solve it, what should I do? That's a good question, Adab. So I'm pretty sure there are more experienced people to answer this problem, and it's going to be different based on our own preference. I would recommend about like it's. I noticed this with myself actually. If I'm being honest and frank, before I joined A2SV, we were given a progress sheet containing lots of problems. So in order to pace, I used to like try to solve a problem in a matter of 20-25 minutes maybe max, and then if I don't get it, I go and watch a YouTube video, and then I try to like write the code, and then I feel like I solved it. I feel like I understood it. But I noticed the pattern there. Like after a week, I actually do not know how to solve that problem. Like I have completely forgotten. And I still remember to this day a problem that I struggled with for a day and a half. I'm not saying I'm a genius here, okay? I am not. You can tell it from this. So I spent a day and a half. Like in the morning, I ate my breakfast, started working on the problem, had lunch, started working on the problem. At dinner, I did not do it at night. I'm not going to lie on that. The next day in the morning, same cycle. I did not want to watch a video. That was just as I was beginning. I was just starting. I may have done maybe 15 problems or something like that. No, Rufaida, don't get discouraged. This was when I was starting out. So maybe I solved 15 or 20 problems back then on this code. So the question is called actually pancake sort. You're going to see it soon. So on your sorting algorithm lecture. It took me a day and a half. And to this day, it's been like 3 years, guys. And to this day, I still remember the algorithm. What does that say? That says this. So that says when you're solving a problem, you don't learn by submitting, or you don't learn when you get accepted on LeetCode. You learn through the struggle. You learn through the pain. You learn through actually struggling with the problem. So don't think you learned something just because you see the green tick on your A2SV hub or on your LeetCode. Consider it like, think about, okay, what did I learn today? Not how many problems I solved. So you heard Brooke Salamo mention this earlier on. So it's not about, oh, I solved 10 problems today. No, if I ask you after 2 weeks, you may not solve at least one of them. It should be, what new thing did I learn today? What new approach did I learn today? What kind of pattern did I notice today? So that's what you should focus on. Ayman said, I'm already working on that problem. Well, Ayman, good luck on that. Pancake sort, my favorite problem. Okay. It's today's daily problem, Henok? Oh my God. Well, that's a huge coincidence for real. I did not know. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's been 3 years and I still remember it. That relate to machine learning or data science at the secondary education program. We aim to do that. For this year, we may not do that. We're not planning to do that for this year. But for when you guys become a second year education student, if we have the human resource on this case, if we have really good experienced AI teachers and everything, we might include that track because the world is definitely going to AI phase in AI era. All right, guys, any more question? Okay, I'm pretty sorry about this, but if you have any more questions, feel free to reach out to your heads as well. We're gonna be finishing with quote of the day that says, "Education without principles is like a ship without a compass." So let's have a principle. Let's aim to have some deliberate discipline. So have discipline for yourself and for education. So before you leave the meeting, Nahum, if you can hear me, please send out the yes, exactly. Thank you, Nahum. Awesome. Thank you, Dagisol. So now I'm going to share the form here. This form is a code of conduct and an income sharing agreement form. So at A2SV, we're providing the education for free, but A2SV also have to have a self-sustaining program. So for that, we have an income sharing agreement and also a code of conduct. We waited to this time to not share it during the onboarding because we are going to clean up some data by letting off some students. So please, let's make sure everyone, before you leave the meeting, let's make sure to fill out the income sharing agreement here. We have also posted a feedback form on Telegram. So please make sure to fill out that feedback form. Your feedback is very important for us. Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Please make sure to fill out the code of conduct agreement and submit it to us. Have a great time. Good luck. Now, please take over and make sure everyone fills it out before they leave. Thank you.
Okay, sure. Yeah, okay, team. Just make sure to read the form, and there are some docs that are attached within the form. Just go over them, sign them, and well, upload them to the form. So yeah, we will leave the session as soon as everyone is done. So let's get to it. Thank you.
Now there are some question in the call message.
Okay, sure.
Okay. What does role secured through A2SV mean? Well, I guess Galata was talking about this point. So during G5 and even before that, during G4, we had a sort of like a sheet that we collected all the opportunities on, and this sheet was available for the people who passed the internal interviews and that we deem are ready for applying to these big tech companies. So if you pass through that screening phase and if you are ready for the for the interviews, and we provided that sheet for you with the opportunities to these big tech companies, and if you actually manage to secure a role in those big tech companies, yeah, that's what it means for a role that is secured through A2SV. I hope that answers your question. Okay, Boluf. Okay, I can't
Okay, my
pronounce your name.
question
Sorry.
is
Yeah, yeah.
my question is okay, what if we go through like the A2SV process and we apply for these companies like okay, let's say I just saw the application on LinkedIn, then I applied, then I got like the interview, then I like passed it. Does that mean that it's A2SV that
Well, basically, you'll be using A2SV on your resume. In addition to that, you have it on your LinkedIn, and you so in that manner, it can be considered as an opportunity that you have found through A2SV. So as long as you mention it on your resume, it's part of your LinkedIn and things like that. Does that make sense?
yeah, it does. And also some of these jobs are not American like companies. Even though they are like big tech, some are in like Europe, for example. So how will the payments now work? I don't know if you
I
get me.
see. Yes, yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. So yeah, there might be some gray areas, I believe. Yeah, yeah. I understand your concern. So you don't really truly understand what the line that divides the job that you've found through FSV. I don't. The clause might be a bit vague, but just as a
Nahum, I think you are on mute.
oh, okay. Sorry about that. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, so that's an interesting question. So I was just trying to give you a heuristic just to help you understand the clause. So just to help you understand, you can assume any of the jobs that you have applied through using the job recommendation that we have provided for you can be considered as job that you have found through A2SV, and also any place that you mention A2SV to. For example, if you mention it on your resume, and things like that, it means that you were qualified. You've passed your internal interviews, and we allowed you to put it on your resume and things like that. So job that you have found in that manner can be considered as jobs you have found through FSV. I think that's a way to describe the cloth. Okay, yes, Mohammed. Um, Hello, can you hear me? Oh yeah, I can hear you. I just have two small questions. First, some of the guys said, we do not have access to edit. So Oh, how do we sign and okay. write names? You make a copy. Yeah. So Okay, for both the documents, you make a copy of them, and then you update that copy.
All right, and then one small question:
Yeah.
can I fill it afterwards, not right now, or is it mandatory to fill it right now?
It's it would be very great if you fill it. If we utilize this time, we have around 30 minutes until the session ends. So if we fill it and if we get the data in our hands, it would be great.
I'm not meaning like another day. I'm just meaning like another hour or so. Is that okay?
Okay, in that case, just make sure that you fill it.
Yes,
But
of
it's
course.
okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay. So for the rest of you, just read from top to bottom the description on the form, and also try to read the descriptions on the documents as well. They will they're self-explanatory, so you can utilize that. Yes, I understand. Yeah, just it would be good if we utilize this time together to just read through the document and fill it now. That would be best so that we can do it in a timely manner. That's the only reason that we are keeping you here. Yeah, so I guess Jacob's question is answered. You have to copy it. So far, only one person has submitted. It's totally understandable. The it is a bit lengthy, but yeah, just make sure to read it and fill the form. Oh yes, yes.
Sorry, when is the deadline to sign fill the form?
The deadline. I expect you guys to read it and sign it until 10. So the session it's expected to last up until 10. So if most of you sign it by that time, it would be great. So just take this, I don't know, around 20 25 minutes, read the docs, and if you sign it up until like 4 p.m., by the time which we will end the session, it would be great. Does that make sense? Okay. I'm having trouble with the extension. Oh yes, yes, Yawan.
Hi, good evening. I was asking,
Good evening.
how do we sign? Do we just write our name, or do we have to like have an e-signature and stuff?
You put the e-signature, yeah. And there's also slots for you to put your names, right? So add those and also have the signature.
Okay.
Mm. Yes, yes, Sabine.
Hey, can you check my question in the chat?
Okay, how do you sign Google Docus? Yeah, you can use this extension. So, okay, I thought we had like a description for like the extension you guys can use. I had it when I filled this form. But yeah, this extension would definitely you can use this to sign it. Yeah, does that make sense, Abini?
That was not my question. That was another
Yeah,
ability. The one below that.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, okay. That is good coincidence. Okay, a quick question. Doesn't this form contradict with this statement? Okay, what is the cost of the program? It was free knowledge is offered free of charge to all participants as a non-profit organization or goals to make quality education accessible to everyone. I don't see how that contradicts with that statement. So the education program is completely free, and it is given without any sort of charge. And this agreement is for job opportunities that A2SV provides. So the most recent one I remember, or the one that I actually signed this form for, was that a list. Bloomberg actually required like a list of A2SVians that it wanted to provide job opportunities for. And A2SV compiled like list of A2SVians, both heads and students. Yeah, after this list was compiled and it was sent,